Welcome, challengers, one and all, to QuizCraft, our weekly live trivia stream. I'm your host, Tiff Official. Thanks so much for joining us today. So this week, this burry, snowy tundra, we're putting your Battle Royale knowledge to the test. Hope you're up for it for the Darwin Project Trivia Challenge Extravaganza, one of the newer games in the Battle Royale space. So I've seen many of you streaming the Darwin Project already, so hopefully you should be pretty familiar with the game, upping your chances of winning. So we got our 15 questions lined up for you, all for the grand prize of $500. Should be pretty easy or pretty hard. My fingers are crossed for all of you. So let's get into how to participate today. You'll need to head on over to surveymonkey.com/r/quizcraft and enter in your StreamCraft username. So as many of you have already noted, the questions are blank, and that is because you actually need to follow along with the stream. I'll be announcing the questions and your potential answer options. Once you hear what you think is correct, you just put that into SurveyMonkey and off you go. So if you answer here in the chat, unfortunately that won't count. You need to answer on SurveyMonkey for us to know if you won or not. So once we go over all of the lovely trivia questions, we'll review the answers, learn some neato burrito, little fun facts, maybe do a coin drop or two if you're nice, not begging for it. You guys got to participate a little for those coins, we want to see some interaction, not just give them willy-nilly. Anyways, once again, for all you latecomers, head on over to surveymonkey.com/r/quizcraft and follow along to know what's going on. Yeah, you ready, everyone? Okay, let's go. Question number 1. Who are the developers of the Darwin Project? Is it A, Scavenger Studios, B, Pen M Studios, C, Natural Selections, or D, Relic Entertainment? So a really easy question to start us off. The developers behind the game, who are they? Get your answers in. Okay, question number 2. Where does the game take place? Is it A, Planet Hulk, B, the Northern Canadian Rockies, C, Florida, or D, Portland, Oregon? Maybe not super obvious, or maybe it is, considering the background of the stream and some of the artwork for the game. So hopefully you guys get this one right. Question number 3. What game engine does Darwin Project run on? Is it A, District 13 engine, B, Thomas the Tank engine, C, Rage engine, or D, Unreal engine? If you're in the know about video games and video game development, this should be no problem at all for you. District 13, Thomas the Tank, Rage, or Unreal engine? Question number 4. When was the game made free to play? Was it September 22nd, 2968, April 24th, 2018, April 26th, 2016, or May 2nd, 1998? So my QuizCraft fans, do you guys pay attention to the news? At some point, Darwin Project was made free to play, obviously, but when was it? Get those answers in. Question number 5. Who is the 11th player in a match? Is it A, the show director, B, Mr. Irrelevant, C, Forever Alone, or D, the dictator? Oh, Darwin Project's unique twist is its 11th player. So those of you who've played, this should be fairly obvious. Oh, good luck if you haven't played. Question number 6. What equipment do you start the game with? Is it A, a pickaxe, B, a land shark gun, C, a bow, arrow, and an axe, or D, a BFG 9000? So this is the default stuff you start with, no mods, nothing fancy, just you're in the game, your first time, what equipment do you have to win? Question 7. What is the goal of the game? Is it A, get a chicken dinner, B, find the briefcase full of money, C, be the last inmate standing, or D, make it to the final rose ceremony. So the goal is, obviously winning, but what is that winning called? A chicken dinner, briefcase of money, last inmate, or the rose ceremony? Question 8. What does armor do? Does it protect you from trolls, block all damage from the next incoming attack, weigh you down, or reduce damage taken by 50%? So part of the game is crafting items like armor, which could potentially help you to last longer. But what does armor actually do in the game? Question number 9. What happens in a manhunt? Is it one player is marked so all players can see their location? The song Witch Hunt plays, everyone hunts the same NPC, or Katniss Everdeen appears? So another unique feature of the game is the manhunt. I would assume it has something to do with, hunting? I don't know. Question number 10. What is the crafting cost of one arrow? Is it A, 2 axes, B, 1 stick and 1 feather, C, 1 wood, or D, 4 stones? So another crafting question. How the heck do you make an arrow in this game? 2 axes, stick and a feather, a wood, or 4 stones? Question number 11. How do you get a power? Is it by subscribing to StreamCraftHQ, crafting using one electronic, purchasing for $50, or defeating enemies in specific ways? So I feel we haven't had a super self-promo answer option, so obviously the answer is A, you gotta subscribe to us to get a power. Question number 12. What does the camo power do? Does it give your weapons a camouflage pattern, hide you from responsibilities, become almost invisible for 15 seconds, or turn you into a camel? So power on up. Question 12 may be getting a little more difficult for you. Do you know what the specific camo power does? Question number 13. What happens if you get hit by a snowball? Is it A, a blizzard begins, B, cry frozen tears, C, frozen in place for 5 seconds, or D, your cold meter is reduced by 20%? A really fun part of the game, you can throw friggin' snowballs at each other. Seems wholesome, but something obviously happens. Get your answers in what you think it is. Question 14. Which streamer won the Darwin Project Invitational on March 25th? Was it A, Forzen, B, YouTubeable, C, Scarlet, or D, Ninja? So getting into the esports arena, the very recent Darwin Project Invitational, a couple months ago, who actually won the grand prize? And last question, number 15, what kind of loot does killing the robot deer give you? Is it A, nothing, B, meat, C, electronics, or D, randomized? So the robot deer is a pretty rare NPC and can be somewhat glitchy, but potentially could give you some loot. I don't know. And we've made it on through. Fingers crossed once again for you guys. Hopefully one or more of you got all 15 correct. We're going to take a look at the answers while my team does their calculations. So let's jump right into question 1. The developers of the Darwin Project are Scavenger Studios. They're a fellow Canadian-based company in Montreal. And if you recall, Darwin Project was one of the launch titles at E3 a couple of years ago during the Microsoft presentation, which is pretty awesome for a smaller studio. Question 2. The game takes place in the northern Canadian Rockies, which fits in with the fact that the devs are Canadian. So the whole backstory lore behind the game, at least what's been revealed so far, is there's a new ice age coming to the world, and so in preparation, society decided to put inmates against each other to test out their survival skills. Question 3. The game engine that Darwin runs on is Unreal. Surprise, surprise, it's the same engine as Fortnite and PUBG. So it seems to be the game engine of choice for battle royale games so far. Question number 4. When it was made free to play was April 24th, 2018. About a month ago. Pretty straightforward. Good call as far as I can see, because now more of you can play. Question 5. The 11th player is the show director. So in Darwin Project, it's 10 normal people competing against each other, and then your 11th player is the director, who can do a whole bunch of stuff. They can drop a nuke on you, heal you, kind of make the game more interesting and randomized a bit. Question number 6. The equipment you start with is a bow, an arrow, and an axe. So if you got either a land shark gun or a BFG 9000, pretty sure that'd be super overpowered, but would be pretty funny to see. Question 7. The goal of the game is be the last inmate standing. So like I mentioned earlier, the whole backstory is you're all inmates competing against each other, so last one standing makes sense. It's kind of unclear in the lore if by winning your prison sentence is ended. Like, does that mean you're free? I'd be interested to see if they come out with some more story and explanation behind that. Question 8. Your armor. It blocks all damage from the next incoming attack. Even though it blocks damage, you can still get knocked back. So, for example, if you got swung at really hard with an axe, you won't take damage if you have armor, but you'll fall over and then probably be vulnerable to another attack. Question 9. A manhunt. So one player is marked so all the others can see their location. This is a power of the show director to target you for a manhunt. Maybe they have some vendetta against you. I don't know. Having a manhunt against you means other players are incentivized to come kill you even more, because the first one that does would get a reward. But if you do have a manhunt on you, there's like a time limit. So if you survive past the time limit, you get a reward as well. Question number 10. The cost of an arrow is 1 wood. Maybe a trick question. Maybe some of you thought it was a stick and a feather. Trying to trick some of you maybe a little bit, but it's pretty simple. It's just a wood. Question number 11. How to get a power is crafting using an electronic. So my favorite power is the turret. Because who wouldn't want to craft a turret to shoot their enemies in the northern wilderness? Seems pretty awesome. Question number 12. The camo power lets you become almost invisible for 15 seconds. The key to camo is that almost part. So it means your enemies might still be able to see your shadow, your movements, maybe like your footprints in the snow. So it's not a catch-all ultimate camo, you're invisible, so be warned. Question 13. If you're hit by a snowball, your cold meter is reduced by 20%. So you will most likely die if your cold meter is down to 0, as you'll end up taking 50 damage per second. So if you hit an enemy with a snowball enough times, you can definitely get a snowball kill. Hint, hint, if you haven't checked out our game challenge, that's one of the challenges. And question 14. The streamer that won the Invitational was Forzen. So the total prize pool for this competition was 50,000 buckaroos. It's definitely a close match. Forzen narrowly beat out Shroud, the second place guy, by just 3 points. And lastly, question 15. The loot from the robot deer is randomized. So even though the loot is random, still super useful. You get a ton of items from it, so like wood and leather arrows, all that good stuff. And there you have it, everyone. Fingers crossed. Hopefully some of you won. And as promised, thanks for your patience. We've got an awesome coin drop coming up for all of you. So pay close attention to the stream. A little teal chest. Tippity tap as fast as you can to get some coins. It will come up, I promise you. And so as we are tallying the results and as you snag your coins, let's go ahead, have our little chit chat, fitting with the theme of this QuizCraft. I encourage you all to obviously check out our monthly game challenge. As like I mentioned, we are featuring the Darwin Project. There's over $1,000 worth of prizing, so definitely worth your while to at least take a gander at it. One of the prizes, like I mentioned, is for a bunch of snowball kills or winning the match exclusively with snowball kills. Really want to see a snowball action because it's awesome. Another thing to keep your eyes peeled for, we've got a couple of new events starting on June 4th, this upcoming Monday. Most of you should have hopefully already seen that quick little in-app message about these events. So it's the daily login event and the spender raffle. I'm not going to reveal too many of the details here. I want you to stay tuned. Obviously, shill to follow us on social media, all that good stuff to get more details. But let's just say we want to continue to live up to our name of being a rewarding platform, which includes, of course, more ways for viewers, especially, and streamers to get some coins. You guys beg enough for coin drops, coin. So these two events are both ways you'll be able to get some more coins. So, when do we know who won? You'll know in a couple minutes because Charlie's typing. Now this is a very advanced technology little show here. We gotta on the fly make the end title screen to see who won. So in the meantime, I just chit chat to you guys. Yeah. Oh, so some of you think you got a couple wrong. My hopes are up for you. I believe in the power of you answering the questions correctly. I think some people won, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see, I believe. Coins, please. Well, you guys will get coins maybe if I feel like it. You have to actually have a conversation in the chat besides just begging for coins. Maybe if you chat about the upcoming World Cup like we were earlier in the little pre-show. You can talk about, oh, I forgot to mention, next week's QuizCraft is Fortnite Part 2, the return of Fortnite Quiz. So you can all talk about how amazing and knowledgeable you all are at Fortnite. The questions will be maybe difficult, maybe easy for some of you. Oh, I can see some sizing on the end title screen. The results are coming up in only a couple moments. And this is the drum roll. My fake drum roll. The reveal to Dr. Law. Oh, it's on my other side. Ah, so many people won. I'm actually genuinely surprised that you guys know so much about Darwin Project. So congrats. You guys are smart. You know your battle royale. Nicely done. So you all will be splitting the prize pool. Our people will contact your people as per usual. You're all big old smarty pants. This is an indication to me that I should make it harder. We'll see. We'll see how nice or how mean I feel. And to our runners up, you almost made it. You're so close. Maybe next time. Try again. GG. So that was an awesome time, everyone. Thank you once again for joining. And remember to follow us across social media for updates on everything. Like I mentioned, some new events coming out next week, so keep your eyes peeled for those. And so join us next week for our Fortnite Part 2 trivia. See you all next week, same time, same place. Bye!